Hello everybody's. I've got a really special treat for you all today. This is like my first in-person interview, so this is a big thing for me. I'm a journalist, and this is really important for me to add this skill set to my arsenal, dude. And I have a really special guest here, and his name is Joey Cartolano, dude. And me and him go way back. He's been a big supporter of me, and that's meant a lot. And so to see this guy, and I'll just lead the berry here, but he had $75,000 that he won on DraftKings this weekend. Huge tournament, dude. Fired a single bullet. So without further ado, let me introduce Joey Cartolano to the program.
Mans, how you doing, buddy?
Thank you, dude. This is great, dude. To be
pleasure is all mine.
It's great, dude. So you know what? At first I thought I wanted to have you break down your lineup and tell me about your process. But the more I think about it, and the more I looked into what happened, would you admit your win was super controversial, bro?
I don't see what's really controversial about it. I published an article with the same exact lineup for all to see on Friday. Okay, yeah. So we're gonna get into this. He just said something very damning, and I don't want to do gotcha journalism, but he did post this exact lineup on Pro Football Focus, which is a big fashion faux pas, and we're gonna talk about that. But first, I want to talk about the lineup itself here. It's a pretty sick lineup, a game stack. Is that what you would say? A game correlation stack, if you'd even go that far.
Excellent. So yeah, it had a lot of Cowboys, and it got you out to a hot start. But I want to talk about something super controversial. And so you had Antonio Brown going. He was your last player going. But you had actually already put Julian Edelman's in your late swap flex, dude. Which brings up the question, dude, why would you do that when you could swap? You know what I mean? Do you know how the late swap works on DK, bro?
I know I'm not the late swapper that you are, Mans. To be honest with you, it was just one of a few lineups I was making, and I knew that I wasn't going to swap this lineup. It was my optimal lineup for the week, and I didn't really think that there would be anyone I would swap with Antonio Brown anyway. So I just stuck with it.
Okay, I'm telling you. I mean, I would have thought Sammy Coates, dude, would have been a nice pivot, but I guess you could have still done that in the wide receiver. But agree to disagree. And I hope you're okay with this. This is gonna be a hard-hitting interview, bro. Are you okay with that?
I think I can handle it.
Okay. So I'm kind of the Jake Trappers of DFS, dude. I'm just gonna nail at you until you kind of break down and admit that this is super controversial. So let's go now to the hard truth, really, bro. And that's you got second place, bro. But the guy who got first place, dude, his name on Twitter's, and I looked this up, his name is Annie's dad, dude, which is first of all, why isn't your handle about your daughter or your father?
I guess I'm just a bad son, first of all.
That's what I was thinking, bro.
Yeah, and I actually don't have any children that I know of, so.
Okay, we'll agree to digress, but I also looked up and I found something really interesting about this guy, and he was also from Massachusetts, which made me think, is there any collusion going on here, bro? Two guys in this big old world that won a tournament on DK, both from Massachusetts.
A company based in Massachusetts.
Okay.
I'm here to say for the record that there was no collusion between me and Annie's dad or Annie.
Okay, but I did see you guys having a conversation on Twitter, which begs the question, was there collusion?
I'm going to have to go and say no collusion.
Okay, fair. You're handling these questions. Let's get to the thing you talked about, bro, and that's that you posted this lineup on Bro Football Focus, dude, and it has a paywall, dude, and I tried to read the article, but I couldn't, which brings up a lot of ethical questions. If I have to pay Pro Football Focus to get lineups, how do you handle the allegations that you're selling lineups, bro?
Well, I guess you kind of got me in a pickle here. It is behind a paywall, but anyone can pay for it. It's a free society. You want to pay for info? It's just like the Wall Street Journal paying for insider stock tips.
Okay. That logic is pretty airtight, but have you asked for a raise yet? Because I feel you're getting a lot of exposure for Bro Football Focus. I assume Collinsworth got his cut of your winnings because it was on his site, but then you asked him for a raise. Tell me how that negotiation's working out, bro.
The negotiations are ongoing. I'd just like to say for the record, I have not spoken to Chris Collinsworth other than an email I received from him along with the rest of the PFF staff prior to Christmas.
So wait a second, this is breaking news, bro. Are you telling me your boss has not called to congratulate you, bro?
I got an email from Jeff Ratcliffe, but the big man, Chris Collinsworth, no, I have not.
Do you hear this right now, Chris Collinsworth? Do you have someone on your staff, dude, that like took down like a large-scale GPP, well, like second place? Please send him an email or a call, dude. Like, let's foster a positive work environment, bro. Okay, now let's move on here. Now, you write for Bro Football Focus, right? And you also play daily fantasy sports. Now, I see a little bit of like a conflict of interest there, bro. So I'm gonna ask you this question. Will you be divesting from playing DFS to write exclusively? Or will you be divesting from writing exclusively to play DFS? Because I just don't think you can do both in like the right frame of mind, bro.
As much as I'd love to just grind and research DFS, I think the writing is kind of a passion, and I think they go hand in hand. I'm going to keep doing both.
Okay, you heard it here first, folks. Like, major conflict of interest. Be careful for that. Be careful. We live in a crazy time, but don't ever say, like, I didn't pinpoint him down on this and, like, ask him a tough question. I wanted to ask you something. Like, has DraftKings, like, paid you yet?
No, I actually, a woman I work with, her cousin is in the marketing department, and she called and asked if I could get one of those giant checks, but apparently they don't do that anymore.
Oh, really? They don't do giant checks, dude. I just want to tell the folks at home, like, this is not planned, I promise you. But, Joe, I got a little something for you here right now, bro. I got you. Like, let me just show the camera here, like, this nice little giant check here I got for Joey. This is for you, dude, because I figured DraftKings hadn't paid you yet. And I kind of, like, wanted to give it out. But, like, there's a few things we need to talk about on this. Like, first, notice, like, the asterisks, dude. Because, like, similar to, like, the Patriots and all their Super Bowls, like, there is insider trading, collusion. So we're going to have to deal with the asterisks. Also, know that it's made up for not $150,000. Because, like, that's how much you could have won if, like, Antonio Brown's had another catch. So just know that, like, you always could have won a little bit more. But other than that, dude, I just want to present you this check, dude, and to say congratulations. And yo, DraftKings, like, you guys have, like, a big staff. I'm like a one-man operation. I just paid this guy before you guys.
Yeah, well, I can't believe, not 150,000. That's just beyond generous of you, mans.
Yeah, excellent, dude. So there you go. You said you always dream, like, Happy Gilmore's to get, like a big check, dude.
Yeah.
We'll get a photo of that after.
I'm going to frame this.
Please do. Please do.
I'm going to have to rub out the asterisk, considering that there was no collusion.
So, one other, just, like, there's a few other, like, really controversial things from this lineup. And so, like, you're a very active Twitter user, and, like, you were kind of, like, live tweeting like this as this all went down for, like, people to kind of, like, observe, like, what's it like to win. And, you seem like somewhat like ungrateful that you like didn't win 150,000. Sorry to point it out, bring it up again. Like, can you just tell the people like why 75,000 is just like something you wipe your ass with, and why like 150,000 is like what you really wanted?
Well, to be honest, it's as much about the first place as it is the money. I think it's just the fact that I was sitting there with 27 player minutes remaining, and I needed a 7-yard catch. And I already had the 75 grand in hand, and I'm sitting there thinking, I have the other 75 grand in hand too. And Brown gets a 7-yard catch instead of an 8-yard catch, 0.1 short. And yeah, I haven't slept in a few days.
I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry you're so ungrateful. This one dude on Twitter, actually, after you posted that, he called you a butthead. And I just wanted to ask, what does it feel like to get owned so hard?
There really was no coming back from that insult. It's like having flashbacks to elementary school, getting your milk money taken or something like that.
Yeah, dude, like, that guy sunned you so hard, dude. But, like, because you kind of, like, admittedly, like, had, like, a PR disaster, like, with all of this, dude, and, like, what charities will you be donating, like, all your winnings to?
That's a good question. I haven't really thought about it much. I worked for a youth group up in the town I grew up in. Maybe I could give them a little something, but definitely looking at real estate, maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm leaving my options open.
All right, just to let you know, like, I personally donate, like, 110% of all my winnings. Also, my losses, I write them back on, like, donations. So, I just want to say, like, you can earn, like, a lot of goodwill by making charity donations. Just something to think about now that you're, like, a thousandaire.
Well, it's clear I can learn a lot from you, man.
Thank you, dude. Well, thank you. Well, I don't want to take up too much more of your time, dude. Like, I'd like to get you to, like, be able to plug, like, maybe you could plug your DK handle, like, so people can, like, charge you in like head-to-heads, dude, or Bro Football Focus, like where they can find you, because now people like want to know like what's inside this guy's head, dude.
I know, a lot of pressure this week with my optimal lineup article.
Yeah, dude. Oh my goodness, dude. 2-game slate, dude. It's gonna be a sick 2-game slate.
Yeah, can't beat it. Yeah, but you can find me on Twitter at PFF_Joey. I write for Pro, or more often known as Bro Football Focus. And yeah, you can find me there.
Excellent, dude. Well, for Pete Manzinelli, for Joey Cartolanos, I'm Pete Manzinelli, and this has been Pete Manzinelli's show. Let's get paid, let's get laid.
Collinsworth told me to play Lewis.
Collinsworth told me to play Lewis.